everyone, my name's Rhonda from Nelson Interior Soapery. My husband and I own this small little business in Pakenham, Australia. So our warehouse is based in Pakenham, which is on the sort of the outer suburbs, I guess you would say, of Melbourne in Australia. We're really proud of where we've come, but I thought we'll talk about branding today and how we started and how we, finished up. So at the start of our branding, which you'll be able to see a lot of products behind me, I purposely left old branding here, and I'm going to change this warehouse today, and then I'll bring you back to show you my new branding. So when I first started, just like everyone else, I didn't have a lot of money. I had to do it all myself, and I'm no brand expert whatsoever. I'm a little person that obviously has a business, and I have a goal of where I want to go, and I've done all my marketing, myself. But that's the problem, that when we all first start, we don't have these big amounts of money that big companies have just to splash at. They would have designers helping them design and so on. But there are a few things that you can do for yourself, which I've done. And up until now, I've really only had very little advice from graphic designers, although I have recently called a graphic designer in, and she has definitely given me some help on how I can achieve my goal on my really small budget. So I'm really hoping that this will actually help you go towards that particular budget that you might have. So you can start off as little as $100. To start off, you would obviously you would need to buy a printer. You can get a cheap one for $35, and then my suggestion is that you print directly on vinyl sheets, because it is much more attractive and much more professional. And you can get them as low as $1.40 a sheet online. I will definitely leave some links from where I'm getting them. But we'll talk about the start. My product here, that I started with. So I'll just grab it. So behind me here, you can see these colourful ones. So this is where I started. I really liked the scent, and this is obviously one of my candles. This is my rose candle. And I thought colour will attract people, it will bring them in, they'll love it. But the one thing that I never considered is this sticker, although it looks attractive, once people take this out of the box, this is going to be sitting on their bedroom side table, or their lamp table, or their coffee table. And if they don't like red, they're kind of stuck with my sticker. So they may love the scent. So that was one thing that I would definitely say, think about the sticker. So, or your label as such. But as you can see, it just is really bold. And I always thought, oh, it's beautiful or attractive, but yes, it does attract them at the start, but then later on when they get it home, they go, oh no, how am I gonna get that sticker off? I don't like it. So that is definitely one thing to think about. And obviously marketing yourself is really important. So for myself, I actually go to the local markets, and where my markets are, they're along the bay. So it depends where you want to sort of promote yourself. But me, I promote myself along the bay of Melbourne, because it is quite touristy, and a lot of those people really do want these extra self-care products that I sell, from soap to candles to bath bombs and so on. Even the children there love the bath bomb, and that's something that they would get their pocket money, and they would know we want to spend our pocket money on a bath bomb. And I get quite a few little girls that regularly come and visit me to get something unique and something a bit special for themselves. So so that you have to think of what area you're going to sell in for your branding. So as you can see, like I said, the background I'm showing you all here, all the colors, and then from here I'm going to show you when I fix it up and how I go about that later on. So I'm just using a white background for all my shelving. So if you're at a market, choose your color. It might be matte black and wood, for instance, if you want a more rustic or sort of edgy look. Or if you want a Hamptons or a Fresh Bay look, you might want white, which is predominantly what I use. And so that's sort of a bit about how to market yourself, but the branding we're talking about today. So let me just grab some products, and then I'll be back in a moment. All right, so I'm back, everybody. So I just thought I would go through this. This is my original product. So this is, your whipped soap that I've got. And look, it does look pretty in the jar, and it's plastic. But if you can see, my labeling is not very good at the start. It's just really plain. It doesn't have many logos, and it's definitely not what you'd be looking for. But then, you know, I go to this, which is my new one that I've just created. Although it is in a standard amber jar, it still has a really beautiful look, and this label is what is doing it. So it's not like I've spent any more money than I did on the first one, but I've just learned a lot as I've gone along. I've watched many YouTubes and spoken to many people on lots of Facebook groups. The Facebook groups honestly have helped me tremendously. And then you can see from here, you know, it clearly says what it is. It's clearly got my labels and everything on it and my logos. And then on the back, it has more descriptions and a thank you and just saying a few things about me and my company. So this more sets my brand apart to where I actually want to be, which I think it is extremely professional. And the plastic one is not. To me, this reminds me of someone at home making it, and that's fine if that's where you want to be. But if you want to step it up and really create a branding, you need to do something like this. So with this, what I've actually done is I've gone onto Canva. I've actually searched Canva. I've done many, many templates, not liked it and changed it and so on. But at the start, I did have Canva free. So I didn't pay for Canva. It was just the free version. Now I do actually have the more expensive version, which I think it's about $130 a year. But honestly, you don't need that. You can definitely start without it. But as you can see from behind me, we sell thousands of products. So that is a little bit different to just starting out. But if you're just starting out, literally this is what you can do. So all I've done is measure the circumference of this jar. And then I've made my label, which you can see my label just comes within like a mil of meeting up at the back. So you can meet it up or not, but it looks really professional. And honestly, in these, when I first made these, I think I sold 4, that's all. Since I changed it to this, and this is a smaller amount in this jar and this is bigger, I've sold so many more, so many of this. Because this catches the eye, it looks professional and it's branded right to create my branding company. So I will give you a few more examples, but that is one of my first examples and it's definitely worth it. So I'll grab some more and show you. These are my 2 candles. This was my original candle, and you can see that it's just got a really colourful label. It does have all the things that it needs to have on. It has the label. It does actually have my website and, you know, how many grams are in it and so on. And it definitely has everything, the legals on the bottom of the candle. But you can see that although it looks nice, it's fine, it just doesn't have that appeal of that luxury high-end candle. So then I've gone to these. These are my brand new candles, and you can see here the label is much nicer. It has my branding on the top so that everyone's going to know it's Nelson Soapery. And then of course on the inside, when you open it up, it is something a little different. So that's how I'm going to, from now on, be moving my branding towards this. I have not had an interior designer design this. I've done this all myself on Canva. So you can do that. But generally, I think most people want a more muted look on their product. So when they buy it and take it home, you know, if you can imagine them have like a white and green home, and even though this has got touches of pink, it's still really subtle and it's not in your face. Whereas this one here is very bold and almost childlike. I think a lot of people would much prefer this. Maybe 10% of your market would like this, but I think 90% would like this. So that's definitely where I would go. And my one bit of advice is along the edges that you can see here, this pink kind of edge, this is actually my own design. And what it actually is it is actually my design from a soap that I made. So I've taken a picture of the top of the soap, then I've added it into here, and then on Canva I have gone into filters and filtered this down. So it's my design, no one else is going to have this exact design. So that is something that you can use as a border or an outside of your design. And it's kind of a little bit of clever marketing so that you know no one else has made your soap and they cannot change that pattern because it's yours. So that is something definitely that I would sort of suggest. So anyway, so let me go through here today, and like I said, I'm going to change it up so that we can see exactly how we're going to be changing our whole background and the difference of how it's going to look now to how it's going to look when we come back. So I will take a quick snapshot of it all, and then I'll come back once I finish today, and I really hope that I can help you brand your products at next to no cost, because as I said earlier, we all know starting out you just don't have that money, and I don't. I'm an average person, so I'm not a wealthy company. I see lots of wealthy companies talking about it on YouTube and getting PR companies to come in and so on, but most of us know we cannot start out like that, and most big companies do not start out like that unless they start out with a lot of money. But I did not start out with a loan or anything like that. I started out with just a couple $100s. So anyway, I will show you how I've done it, and I really hope this helps you along the way. So please comment down below. We would love to know if this has helped you, because that is my end goal. Anyway, I'll come back once it's all beautiful, and I'll show you exactly how I've done it and the reasons why. So thanks so much for listening. Okay everyone, so it's almost the end of day one. I've been here I think about 6.5, 7 hours. As you can see, there's still a lot to do, but I'm sure you can agree it is starting to look good. And to the one thing that, I know we're talking about branding, but it's also part of marketing. So if you have a store, a showroom, even a market stall, it doesn't matter. Even if you're at a farmer's market, you still need to be able to put your products together and make them look branded and marketable. So as you can see here, I've left gaps in between, and this is exactly as you would see in a store. So I've just used these little coastal things, because a lot of my things that I do are along the bay, so I do a seaside look. But you could put, a little wood stump, you could put so many things in here, vase, some plants, some greenery, just anything like that. And then this will actually set the scene and make all these products look beautiful. So here I've got my little urchin vase, and then up the top I have some sea things as well, some coral, and then it just brings all that white in together. And the thing with white is white does make the space look clean, really fresh and neutral. But if you're having a black and, for instance, a matte black and wood look that's really popular at the moment, you can definitely do that and put some light woods in between your matte black, and that way it will just look really beautiful and it will allow your products to pop a little bit. But for now, I'm signing off for today. I will come back tomorrow and finish all this off, and of course take a video and pop this all together and edit it for you so that you can see exactly what we're doing and how hopefully I can help you to brand and market your products on this free platform. So like I said, obviously I'm not charging for this. This is just hopefully to help you along your way. I wish somebody had given me this marketable sort of advice and branding advice. But any questions, like I said, please ask. I'm more than happy to help. And tomorrow when I go through it and do the end, I will explain why I've done things and why I've actually popped them in certain places and so on. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Alright everyone, I just thought I would do a quick recap of exactly what we need to look for in your marketing. So there's a few things that are really important. Number one, and I know you probably heard this before, but it does need to be said, you definitely need to find your target market. So without that target market, you'll do what I did and kind of went from color to plain to green. You just won't know what to do. So definitely tie down that target market more. I did know who my target market was, but to be honest, I think because I wasn't in that age group of that target market, I really didn't understand enough until I started doing a lot more research with people in that market. And the thing that actually did help me a lot was doing farmers markets, or as we call them in Australia, craft markets. that really did help, because it just showed me, those particular people, what they were looking for, the scents they were looking for, and so on. So like, you know, somebody older generally will be looking for like sandalwoods, lavenders, peppermints, but whereas a lot of the younger young men and women that I was seeing, they were looking for sweeter scents, like summer scents, like tropicals, watermelon, all those kind of strawberry, champagne type scents. I mean, yes, of course, they all get different ones and it's personality, but generally, that's what I have found with my market. So like I said, number one is definitely your target market. Number two is your branding. Make sure your branding is totally consistent. So whether it's a candle, a soap, you know, the top of your label, the box that you're giving out, just make sure it's all consistent, the colors match. And, you know, like, unless you're going for a rainbow theme, I wouldn't go for many different colors. Just try and keep it simple. Try and keep it to 3 main colors. My background is design, so I have studied interior design. So luckily for me, I did understand the color sequence and consistency a little bit better. But if you try and just follow those kind of rules, try and stick to, you know, no more than 3 or 4 colors. And that way your brand will be really good. Like I said, unless you're going for a multicolored rainbow kind of bright poppy kind of theme, then that would be a different theme again. So like I said, marketing, number one. Number two is definitely your branding. Number three, affordability. You know, so you have to see, can your customers afford that? Are you targeting a higher luxurious end or a lower end? So that's really important as well. Because, you know, like I said, for me, I sort of work along the bay and along the bay side, where predominantly houses are worth more money and it is a higher economical area. Whereas if I came back to another area, maybe then I would need to relook at, you know, what kind of price I would be setting for that area. And price does really matter. So, I mean, of course, there's going to be people that have more money in some areas or have less, but generally you need to be marketing to that area, you know, if you're sort of sticking to an area or to a zone, which you should be, because that is a part of your target marketing. So that is number three, definitely number three tip. And number four, keep it clean. So try not to have too many products. Too many products make it all messy. If you're doing a shelving, whether it's your farmer's market or like me, as you've seen in my warehouse or in a shop front, you do need to sort of keep it really neat. If you look at the bigger companies around the world, they don't stack it in super duper busy, unless we're talking about Lush. Lush is a different story, because they are aiming at a totally different market to a lot of high-end stores. And for me, I'm looking at more of a high-end, you know, I would say middle to high-end. So because I don't want to target out anybody, and of course my products are available to absolutely anybody at all that wants to purchase them. And I do have products from $5 leading right up to $100 odd. So depending on what they want, of course. But, you know, like I said, we're looking here at marketing and the best way to market. So I definitely think that is something that you can really do. And for me, from here, I'm actually in talks with creating my own box for my candles. But at the start, you know, that's not affordable. It's honestly not realistic. And people that, you know, can go and spend thousands of dollars on boxes at the start, they have to have some sort of backup money or some help to be able to do that, because normally you just would not be able to do something like that, because it is big money, and you know, we all do understand that. But for now, for me, because I'm at that stage of being able to brand up a tiny bit more, then I'll be able to look at boxes. But otherwise, you can get a plain white box from lots of candle suppliers and soap suppliers, and then put your own label on using vinyl. So if you use vinyl, it does make it look a bit more upmarket. And like I said, they're about $1.40 a sheet, and I would definitely leave all the links on how I actually brand and where I'm getting the vinyls from, which is called Rainbow, is the company that I use, Rainbow Vinyls in Australia. But you know, you can get them from lots of different places, but they're really super fast on shipping it out for me, and I've just used them for a long time, so I'm really happy with their service. But there's plenty online as well, plenty of sticker companies online also that do actually help brand and things like that. But of course, once again, that will make your money go up again. So hopefully those few little tips are really helpful in branding, but I will actually put them all at the end of the video as well. And I'm about to go back to my warehouse now. It's early in the morning, and then I will actually fix the last few bits on the shelf, and then I will show you how gorgeous it's looking. I'm really excited to show you the next bit. So let me go to work and I'll be back soon. Thanks so much. Okay, let's go in and have a beautiful look at what we have done. So I'll start from the top. That's probably the best idea. So the very top candle vases that you can see, or vessels, they're actually from Pure Candle Supplies, and they're my extra large ones. They are in white, and then what I've actually done is created these beautiful labels that you can see. So and what it actually is, the pink outside on that is actually a picture of my soap, and then I have altered that so nobody else is going to have that exact image, which is exactly what I was after. These little black ones are also candles. They're from Aussie Candles. I've got these vessels, and they're for my men or my edgy women that I just thought it's something different, because not everybody wants a white, sort of neat, clean sort of look. Some people might have that edgy, you know, black, matte black sort of look around the home, and then that's really important. Secondly, you can see here, these are my new body lotions and my whips and soaps and stuff, and I have created these new labels for these. And you can see the background if I get really close. That background is actually an image of my soap that I have created, that I have actually put a video out on that one. And lovely Tree Marie actually did a video on how to make that. So I have replicated that, and I did put links through to her website on my particular one that I've done on that. And you can see here what I've actually done on these shelves as well is I have separated the products. Before it was really busy, so now I've tried to keep it neat by leaving some space in between. I really didn't want to do that at one stage, but honestly it is what sells. So sometimes you just have to step out of what you like and think of what is actually going to sell and what is marketable. These are my little tins here, as you can see here, and the same thing, it is actually a picture of my soap in the background, if you can see that. So, which they do look really beautiful, and I'll turn the tin around for you. And then of course I have all of my little bits and pieces that need to be on there, where they're made and so on. And then at the bottom I do have all of the legals that need to be on the soaps. So yeah, I'm sure that you can agree they look beautiful. And because I do a lot of things on the bay, I have added bits of coral in, which it's just pretend coral, so I'm not hurting the sea. And that way, and even these urchin vases, it just adds that real pop of, you know, sea breeze, which I'm sure that you can see what I'm talking about. It's hard to get them all, to be honest, into this clip. So we'll go along, and then of course I've kept to this black, white, and then my labels, like I said, with my own soap design on them. And I just think it keeps it neat. I have used these amber jars for a lot of my other things. I really do love them, and you can get them in glass and plastic as well. So just look around, but I do get mine from Aussie Candle Supplies. And then of course, these are my little face creams. I will actually change these. I didn't change these labels because I started changing them, but everything will become that. But these ones still matched in really well, and I didn't want to go to the expense of changing those labels. So once they're sold, I will go over to the next. And then what I've actually done with my soaps, if you can see the soaps nice and close, so I've put the new labels. That is what it's going to be. Whereas this one was the original one, and if you see, it's really hard to see, even though these were sort of a newer one that I had done, because before this I did have paper, and it just doesn't look professional. I mean, that's just my opinion. I really just think keeping it clean and neat is a much more professional look. And then once again, I have spaced out all of my products, as you can see here. And then all my little lip balms are just in these jars. When it is the days that my customers come in, which is Monday and Tuesday, all the lids will be removed so that they can easily just get them out. I've left them on because we're in a warehouse and it does get rather dusty. And then I've also made up these little gift packs that you can see along the bottom, and that way if anyone's looking for a gift, they can easily get it. I'm sure that you've noticed as well that I am a little lean on some products because we have actually sold out of quite a lot of soaps and things. My new design, I actually went to this new size for my soap, and since I've been doing it, I've been selling a lot more. So this was my original one, and it is really big and bulky and hard to hold. So the people that will be buying that usually only buy it just as something to sit on the shelf. They don't usually use it. And if you can see that, that's my little baby one. That was one of my pride and joys. I really did love that one, and I thought it turned out really sweet. So while I'm here, I just thought I'd give you a little look. And that's the kind of soap I make. I do a lot of embeds on my soap, and I really want my soap to stand out and be different, and a lot of people seem to remember me for that reason. So you do need to find you know, a reason for people to remember you, and the branding all is obviously a part of that. And now we'll go to the bath bomb wall. So this is my bath bomb wall. I've altered it a little bit. I do, at the bottom you can see it's empty. I've actually sold out of all of those bath bombs. So today I will be making 5 different bath bombs to go on my shelf, because we usually keep up to 100, but sometimes at a market I can literally just sell out. So yeah, so you can see even here, I have kept the branding on all of the boxes exactly the same that was on all of the tins and the candles that you've seen. And that way when someone comes in, this really does look like a branded professional showroom. And I honestly think that once you're branded and you know exactly where you're going, it is much easier to get sales. Before that, you know, people say, oh, that's nice, but they're not really that intrigued to buy it. But once they see full branding, they really do change their mindset of that you're a professional company and that they really want to purchase from you. And that is definitely the one thing that I have noticed. But you know, we all start off small, and it is really hard to do this. You know, I'm not going to lie, it's really hard to change everything because it does cost money. You know, even just changing the labels, the vinyl sheets that I buy work out with shipping to be $1.70 a vinyl sheet. And for instance, like these bunny ones I've done in the clear ones, or all of these, you know, that are on these. So these, I only fit 5 of these per one sheet. So, and as you can see, I have a lot. So it ends up being, you know, it was well over a couple $100 to rebrand and do it on every single product, because of course on the back of my products, I also do have all of my legals and things like that. So if you can see here, I do have that on the back. So, and that is vinyl. And the good thing with vinyl is it is waterproof and it doesn't rip off. So that is definitely one really good thing. So I hope that I have given you some kind of insight and inspiration. It has been an absolute labor of love. It has taken me literally all this week to rebrand every single product and like I said, and make it look gorgeous. In the middle, the little bit that you can see in the middle, I haven't done anything with that. I will be removing that and probably putting just a clean, neat white table in the center. As much as I do like that, I think we do need to just change it and update everything and so on. So yeah, and also one thing I've added to my range is just, you know, like these wooden bath rests that sit on the bath as well. And then also just some candle burners in case somebody wants these little candle burners. So that's the one thing that people ask me, do you actually sell the burners or do you sell any of the wooden pieces, because I really want that on my bath. So when you're doing all of the branding, do make sure that you have accessories, because people honestly do want all of the accessories. So for now, I'll sign off, and I'm sure that you will agree with me that the branding is definitely taking ours in a new direction. If you have any questions, please do ask me. I'm more than happy to advise you where I've got everything from. But I will put the links for the vinyl that I've got and all the candle supplies that I am using, along with all of my soap supplies and so on. But as I said, most of my products now for my rebranding, I am actually getting from Pure Candle Supplies in Melbourne. So they've been actually really lovely in listening to what I need and really assisting me to grow my business. And I think that's what we all need, don't we? A company that supports us as well. And for most of my soaping needs, I get a lot of it from Sud Off in Melbourne, Australia. So I will, once again, like I said, leave all those links so that you have a place to go. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you think about doing that, and then hopefully we can help you reach your dream and we can all become this beautiful community of sharing and caring. That is definitely my absolute goal, is to assist people in making their business work. So for now, I will sign off and thank you so much for listening. And once again, I will see you midweek and then on the weekend. Thanks for now. Bye.